I think I created this style, but I'm not sure. If you've seen this before, this length and this size, then let me know. But I just wanted to show y'all what hair I used and how I created this look. So both of these brands are made by Shake and Go. This is the Milky Way, and then I also used the Ibiza on my right side. So that's why you see me putting it up to different sides. So just to tell you again, I used the Milky Way on my left and the Ibiza on my right. Now you can kind of see the difference, but in my opinion, you really can't. It all just depends on the quality of the hair, and that's what I'm going to be talking about, because you see when I put it all together, you really can't tell. What I will say is the Ibiza kept this curl better. The Milky Way, I love the color. The number 2, both of the packs were 18-inch, but the Milky Way was a number 2 and the Ibiza was just a color natural. And what I will say is that the natural look is okay, but I do love the way the number 2 looks. But the quality of the hair is definitely a factor when I do this style again. So you see how my hands are just flowing through the Ibiza. Now check this out, y'all. Now even though the Milky Way is an OG, I will say that it did get more tangled over the Ibiza, which is expected because the Milky Way is a human hair Remy, while the Ibiza is an unprocessed raw virgin hair. So hence the reason why the Milky Way tangled a little bit, and then the Ibiza, I just could flow my hands through it. Now you see the color difference. The Milky Way, I'm sorry, did hold the curl better than the Ibiza. That's what I will say. But if you're familiar with human hair, then you know human hair doesn't really hold a curl. Because it's human hair, you know. So I went ahead and did my hair extra small, y'all, just because I wanted this to last for the longest. And I mean, I just feel like braids are better when they're small. And so this is how the Milky Way looks out the pack. You do see it's a wet and wavy type of look. And although it's a wet and wavy type of look at that curl pattern, y'all. It's definitely given. Now look at the Ibiza, which is a wet and wavy also, I would say. So I wasn't expecting the hair to look like this. It's kind of given like a loose deep or a deep wave, like a older, you know, loose sweep or deep wave. But this is the natural wet and wavy texture, and this is how it looks when it's been braided in. Now we used to do this style back in the day, and I'm gonna just bring them back out. Some people call them tree braids, micro, whatever you want to call them. I'm going to call them human hair goddess braids. Now look at when I put them in a ponytail. It may look like a lot of hair, but this hair is actually very lightweight, and I just love it. So this is how it looks out the pack. I also use the Shine and Jam. As always, y'all already know that. It holds my hair without making my hair dry, and I love it. So for the first strand of hair, I'm always going to go in with a larger amount because I want it to cover certain spots like you see me doing now. So with each braid, I probably used about 6 strands. Now the first one was big, and you see the other ones I'm going to go in with smaller amounts. And that's because I want, you know, small braids. The hair that I'm grabbing is very small because my parts are small. And that's a key factor. You don't want to use more hair than you're parting because it's just going to get heavy over time. So you see me pull out about 4 or 5 small strands, and then I have one larger piece that I'm going to apply at the top. Now you guys are asking what I wash my hair with, what I oil my hair with, and you see it in sync. Make sure you go to my website and purchase your hair products to have healthy hair. And that's also what I'm going to be shampooing my hair with, as well as oiling my hair with throughout these 3 months. So I'll come and give you guys a 1-month update, 2-month, and then a 3 months to show you how my hair has grew, as well as you know, how the hair managed. Did it mat together, or is it still standing? Now you see I started off plaiting my real hair, and then I went in and I added the larger piece of loose hair so that it can cover my scalp and it can be real full, and it also can just give that weave effect. I mean, braids are cool, but when you add in that weave, honey, I mean, it's like a wig with braids. But you see I'm going in with that shining gem. Because the hair is so soft, you definitely want to make sure that you're using a holding gem. I didn't use spray because the spritz and the holding spray just makes my hair too dry. So I just went in with that shining gem and I just plaited that strand onto my natural hair. And then before I run out, I'm going to go ahead. You see, I'm going to add another strand. I'm going to show you guys. You see that hair? That's what's going to fall down. And that is the key to this look, y'all. You want to make sure that when you start off plaiting, you add that piece of hair at the beginning of your root so that you can get the effect that you see. So I'm just going in and I'm plaiting the hair in again. And it's just very simple, and that's why I love this style. It didn't take me long. As you can see, I'm plaiting it in, and then as I get towards the end, I'm going to go ahead and add in another strand so that I can have loose hair going all the way down. Now, a lot of y'all have asked, well, how do you cover the braids? How do you not show the braids so much? And that's because, first of all, I'm using an 18-inch, which means that it's going to stretch. You see how far it's stretching? Okay, now I'm going to add in another strand of hair so that it can continue to have that, you know, goddess braid effect. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm so used to doing goddess locks. But I'm going to use my mouth and I'm going to hold it. If you're better than than me, then kudos to you and let me know how you do it. But sorry, y'all, that's my husband in the background. He can't be silent for 6 minutes, but yeah. So now you see that is how I'm going to add in the loose hair. And that's going to create that goddess braid effect. And that's also going to cover the braids as I, you know, go on with plaiting. So throughout the braid, I'm going to have at least 3 strands of loose hair popping out, and that's to give that goddess effect. And then I'm just going to continue braiding all the way down. Now, these are going to be very time consuming because they're so small, but I recommend it's so worth it, especially when you're using a quality of hair. And that's why I can't wait to show you guys how the Ibiza lasted. I've used Ibiza before. First of all, if you look at my other videos, I've done human hair locks with the Ibiza, and I didn't really like it, but I will say that I did bleach it for my client, and that could have been a factor. So this time around, I'm just going to leave it regular, and I'm not going to bleach it. And also for the length, guys, I did like butt length, thigh length, and I actually wanted to go longer, but I was just like, you know what, I'm tired. I might add it in later, maybe next month. But as you can see, the 18-inch is what's going to carry the length. So even though I plaited to my waist, the hair is so long at the ends that it's going to be, you know, thigh length or butt length by the time that I finish. I'm also going to show you guys how I secured the end of my plait. A lot of people use glue, but what I'm going to simply do is just take out a small piece of hair. You see that, y'all? And I know it looks bulky, but it doesn't matter. Because the curls are going to cover it. But I'm going to use a long strand piece of hair. You see how small that is? And then I'm going to go in with that shining gem, and then I'm just going to loop it and knot it and tie it. And again, if you're not familiar with this process, I do have online classes to show you how I close my braids, because I do the same thing with my locks, especially when dealing with human hair, because it's so easy to slip. But this is the result. So I added one at the top, one in the middle, and I actually didn't add anything at the bottom of this one, but throughout my plaits I did. And I'm just showing you guys what products I use on my hair, because it's so important when you're getting braids. Guys, braids are a protective style, but it doesn't mean just leave your braids in and not shampoo your scalp, you know, not worry about the health of your scalp, because you still want to do that. So even though you have braids, you should definitely be shampooing your hair once a month, twice a month, to reduce that buildup, because you're still sweating. There's still debris, air pollution, and all type of things. So you still want to make sure that you take care of your scalp while you have the braids in. And that oil is definitely going to just put a little extra on your hair growth. So definitely make sure that you're oiling your scalp. I oil my scalp like once a week or twice a week, because that's just my scalp, but you apply as needed. So what you see me doing now is just continuing to plait. Of course, I'm in my husband's truck, so I can't really align the hair like I want to. But if I were in a shop, or if I were doing this style, I would definitely pre-pull out the hair so that it just makes everything faster and easier when you already have the hair separated. And also, you don't have to worry about wasting hair, because when you pull from the hair like I do, then you just risk the fact of the hair falling or just, pulling out too much and then it getting tangled and then you can't use it. So I'm just showing you guys how I'm plaiting the hair that I'm pulling. Now this one, I'm going to go ahead and leave some hair out so that I can have that goddess lock effect. I'm sorry, y'all, I did it again. I mean that goddess braid effect. So leaving the curls out is definitely what's going to give you that goddess braid effect. Did I do it this time? I'm not sure. Okay, I didn't. So I know what I'm doing here. So in the middle of my head, I do like it to be very full. So what I'm doing is I'm not going to go all the way down. Like, I'm not going to braid all the way down when I get to the middle of my head, because I just want like that big effect when it comes to the middle. So I'm going to leave that loose hair out, and it's going to create layers. Now, if you don't know about layers, y'all, layers will change your life. Whether you're getting braids or locks, you definitely don't want all of your braids or locks to be even. So that's the reason why I'm doing some shorter than the others, so that I can get that layered effect, and that the layers just give you volume. And it's just a look. So the girls that get it, they get it. And the ones that don't, if you like all your hair even, kudos to you. But that's not me. I'm not that girl. So I'm also going to do this on that one. And I just want to show you guys how long the hair is. Like, look at my husband driving. I'm all up in his space. But I just want to show y'all how long the hair is. Oh my gosh, how it's flowing. It's super cute. Ah! Look at him. He looking like, girl, move. But let me show y'all how small my parts were. So you see I just split it that small part. And I'm going to go in with, starting off, braiding my natural hair like I did all of them. And that's also going to make your hair more lightweight. When you're adding hair directly at the root when you're doing braids, it's going to make it heavier because you have a lot of weight at the roots. So that's why I'm plaiting my hair first, and then I'm adding the hair as I go. So I already have my first piece in so that I could, you see it, it's right there. And the reason why I didn't do a big piece is because at the front of my hair where my edges is, I do not use a lot of hair. And that should be a fun fact. Guys, your edges and your middle is the most sensitive parts. So you don't want to add a lot of hair around your edges or, in the middle of your head. And another thing, when you get these plaits, y'all, do not put your hair in tight ponytails. That is the devil, and you're going to lose hair. Now for the front part, I do like to have my front, and that's with any style, y'all. If I'm doing like braids or locks, I'm always going to do my first two shorter than the others, because I like to pull my two strands in the front and put in a bun. And I'll show you guys at the end how I style it and why it's important to do that. So this is how I'm styling my hair, and I wanted to show you guys why it's important to do those layers, because you see less braids and more curly hair, and that's the look that I was going for. You can style it to the side. Like, I am so cute. Oh my gosh, y'all, run to the hair store, run to Shake and Go and buy this hair right now. Look at that, so cute, super cute. And I also like small plaits, because when you're putting it in ponytails, it just looks more full at the top, especially because I have like cowlicks or whatever the case may be. But this is what I meant about I keep my two front short. As you can see, I love that look. Oh, my hair is okay. Wait a minute, get it. Okay, there we go. Okay, so yeah, this is why I love the two to be short in the front, because I can get that little look. And of course, it's just looking messy, but I'm just showing you guys styles that you could do with this style. Now the hair was only like $70 a pack. Shout out to Shake and Go, because they sent me this hair. I used 3 packs. I actually used 2.5, but I would say get 3 packs, and that's how many packs that I used. So of course, these are my products. Go ahead and support your girl by purchasing my shampoo, my hydro cleanser, as well as my hair serum. That's the Berry Burst. I used Shine and Jam. Shout out to you, girl, Sasha. And I hear y'all asking what I use on my face. Honey, I got you. I use my H2O toner. I use that every morning and every night, and also like when it's cold or when it's like super, when my face is like oily. So make sure you purchase that off my website. But yeah, shout out to Shake and Go. The Milky Way is on my left side, and I use the Ibiza on my right side. And I hope you guys like this. If you have any questions, comments, DM me, follow me on Instagram, and book me. Bye.